Welcome to the latest episode of OOT with Mark Dondero. I'm Yianni Kourakis. Great time on the sports calendar, Mark. We'll talk baseball playoffs with the Red Sox, Patriots, and Celtics and Bruins about to start. Let's start with the Pats and Bills. Jacoby Brissett, Jimmy Garoppolo, both at practice today. Does it matter who plays for the Pats to beat the Bills Sunday?
Well, first, it was good to see them both out there.
Yes.
I thought both looked fairly comfortable, and I don't think it matters because the key for Buffalo on Sunday will be Tyrod Taylor and that Patriots defense and how that matchup goes. I think at this point, the Patriots offense and their coaches specifically are in a rhythm, and whoever is out there will do enough. I know Rex could cook up a nice game plan, but I think Jacoby Brissett, Jimmy Garoppolo, whoever is out there will be able to do enough to win and really do enough to help the defense, shut down Tyrod Taylor. You got to win.
For the impact of this game specifically, it doesn't matter. I think the Patriots win with Jacoby Brissett or Jimmy Garoppolo for many of the reasons you just mentioned. But as a fan and as a Patriot team, I want Jimmy out there. I want to see how he handles, the aspect of toughness coming back from injury. We still only have 6 quarters for a sample size of him. So I want to see Garoppolo out there the last time we'll see him, other than maybe garbage time late in the year once Brady is back. So I would love to see Garoppolo back. But if it's Jacoby, I think they win. And I also, ultimately, I think the offense is handicapped with Brissett a little. They do a lot of option and end arounds, and it's a little amateurish, high school level. So I'd like to see Garoppolo and see the full Patriot. That being said, I don't think you're going to be seeing any 60-yard bombs, although there was video surfacing today.
There are certain principles with Jacoby Brissett that you have to worry about that maybe aren't there with Jimmy Garoppolo.
That's true.
So that's interesting. But yeah, overall, Jimmy plays. That'd be the preference, just for the kid. Give him one more game before Tom gets back. Okay, speaking of Tom, obviously the success that Brissett and Garoppolo have had have people thinking, is it more the coach or is it more the quarterback? Has Bill Belichick and the way he's coached early this season devalued Tom Brady at all?
All right, so for those Brady haters out there, you look at 08 with Matt Castle, them going 11-5. You look at this year 3-0 so far with backup quarterbacks. There's something to be said about Bill Belichick winning with whoever is out there at quarterback. But by no means should it devalue what Tom Brady's done over his 16-year career, which includes 4 Super Bowls. Bill Belichick, they use a stat in baseball WAR, wins over average player. So if you had an average quarterback, I still think Bill Belichick wins a Super Bowl or 2, but with Brady, he wins 4. Conversely, if Brady has average coach, maybe he wins 2 and not 4. So I think both of them raise each other's level, but Brady's accomplishments should not be diminished because he has a great coach who coaches up the quarterback behind him.
Yeah, maybe the question should have been who has benefited more, Belichick or Brady. But you're right, the answer is that Tom Brady absolutely is great. And if that's what people may be getting at, that he's not as great because Bill Belichick is coaching him, that's ridiculous. They needed each other. They both, as you said, raised each other to unfathomable levels.
Right.
And how unbelievable was it that this coach and this quarterback met when they met? He had just gotten to New England.
Sure.
He was in his prime, if you will, coaching. Brady just gets drafted, and they mesh. And then there you are, 15 years. We may never see something like that again. So we'll see what happens once he gets back. I assume he'll play well. We'll talk more about that later.
That'll be Cleveland Sunday from now. As for this Sunday, let's get our Patriot Bills predictions. Rex Ryan jawing a little this week once he got that win against Cincy. How do you think, or Arizona, I should say, how do you think this plays out?
We sort of just talked about it. I know anything can happen. It's the NFL. I do not expect the Patriots to lose this game. I think the key for Buffalo is Tyrod Taylor. I don't think the Patriots defense is undisciplined enough to let him run around and run for 50 yards and elude all these players and get guys getting behind the defense. That's not going to happen with the Patriots defense. That seems to be how Buffalo has scored their points. I just think they're too disciplined. Patriots win. I don't have a score, 24-16.
Okay. I think the Patriots win too. One thing we've learned about Rex Ryan teams, they're undisciplined. And what did we see last week with the Texans? The turnovers leading to Patriot points. So I think the Bills are probably going to hand the Patriots a score or 2. And the offensive line has done well against these front sevens that are attacking. We've seen it with Arizona, Miami, and Houston. So I'm not worried about the protection of the quarterback. Tyrod Taylor, serviceable. I thought LaShawn McCoy looked good last week, but I'm not afraid of their offense. So I am saying, I think it'll be close, though. I think Patriots 24-20.
Okay. Tom Brady, as we alluded to, coming back not this week, next week in Cleveland against the Browns. Red Sox heading for the playoffs. So some things about to start happening here. What are you more looking forward to, watching the Red Sox playoff run or Tom Brady's return and how that unfolds?
Let's start with the if they should go for the top seed first, and then we'll get to that in a second.
Sorry.
The question of being, should they be the top seed, go for the top seed, 5 games left? I think they should. I think maybe give one of your 9 starters a rest over the next 5 days, 1 or 2 of them. But listen, if it's Game 7 at home, you want it in Boston. You want to bat last. I don't think being at home has the same impact it does in football and hockey and basketball, but there's something to be said for being the home team. And so I think they should try to win. Listen, I don't have any trust. We're taping this on an afternoon prior to I have no trust in I wouldn't be surprised if Clay Buchholz pitched well tonight. I wouldn't be surprised if he stunk. Similarly, Henry Owens on Thursday, I chalk that up as a loss. So I think they win the division tonight or in the next couple days, but I don't think I don't think they are just going to be handed the top seed. I don't think they'll get it. I think they'll probably end up at 2 and play Cleveland, but I still think they should put the foot on the gas pedal, try to get home field advantage.
I don't think they should go for the top seed. I think it would be better if they played Cleveland. I like that matchup better. I don't want to deal with Toronto if that's the team that ends up in that second wild card. I just think that matchup isn't as good. Cleveland is banged up. Michael Brantley hasn't played all season. He's probably their best player. Carlos Carrasco, he's been hurt. He was hurt. He was their number 2. I don't want to see Toronto. Those bats can get hot. They just have a lot of talent on that team, and I don't like it. So I think that they should. I don't want to ask them to lose games, but I don't think it's the worst thing if they end up with the matchup with Cleveland and the Indians. I know Tito's great, but I wouldn't mind seeing that.
Probably most favorable.
Let's get to that question that I just jumped ahead to. Tom Brady coming back. It could be the Red Sox in Cleveland. What are you looking forward to more? Brady's return or the Red Sox postseason
push? Now,
push?
any question historically, baseball versus football, I'm always going to say football. This is the rare exception. After 2 years watching baseball playoffs from the sidelines, I'm feeling really invested in this pennant chase for the Red Sox, and I'm all in on October baseball. The thing with baseball, Mark, is 162 games. The issue with their product is no game is important. Until now, when every game is important. Am I going to be excited to see Brady run out there in Cleveland and light up the Browns? Yes, and his corresponding weeks after that. But baseball playoffs, there's something special. There's a different air to it. Cold nights at Fenway, hanging on every pitch. So 100% more excited for the Red Sox playoff run.
I agree with everything you said, and I don't, as you said, I don't want it to make it sound like I'm not looking forward to Tom Brady returning. I'm just more looking forward to the Red Sox. There's so many questions that we've been talking about all year that I want to see get answered. Will the pitching hold up in the playoffs? We've talked about it all year.
Yep.
David Price, 0-7 in the playoffs. How's he going to do? Will he be your game 1 starter? I want to know I know what I would do, Rick Porter. That's an easy answer, but I want to see what John Farrell does. Does the offense go cold? Can the offense carry them? And will the Cubs and will they play? Will they do that dance? We want to see all those things come to fruition. I can't wait to see if Brady can play to the level of Jimmy Garoppolo if he continues to play the way he's been playing. And how will they go? Will they be undefeated? We'll have to wait and see. I'm excited for both. A little bit more for the Red Sox.
All right, we have 3.5 minutes here on a time crunch in studio. Bruins or Celtics as they start their seasons in the next couple weeks. Higher expectations for?
The Boston Celtics. That's because the Boston Bruins have been trending in the wrong direction for a long time. Now the Celtics get Al Horford. They make the playoffs. They win a series. They're going in. They haven't won a series yet, but they're trying to get there to where they can win a series. And I think that's realistic. Right now, the Bruins were just trying to get them into the playoffs, and they've gotten worse and worse and worse. They get rid of Louis Eriksson, they get David Backes. Eriksson had 30 goals last year, Backes had 21. They get rid of Riley Smith, he had 25 goals last year. They get Jimmy Hayes, he has 13. They've been getting worse ever since they got rid of Tyler Seguin back in 2013. We just want the Bruins in the playoffs. We're hoping the Celtics win a series.
I think the Bruins get back in the playoffs this year, but I think the Celtics have more upside. They were the 4 seed in the East last year. They add Al Horford. They had the number 3 pick in the draft in Jaylen Brown, and I think they have some really good continuity there with Danny Ainge and Brad Stevens. Claude Julien's job has been on the line the last 2 years and been on some uncertainty there. But the interesting thing, Mark, is how many Bruins are there in the World Cup of Hockey? A ton. Marchand and Bergeron connected on a goal last night. So you're like, the Bruins got some players, but it's just doesn't come together. Charo's, how old is he now? 52?
70? Yeah.
I don't know.
Marchand and Bergeron for a while were on the first line of Team Canada.
Right.
And the Bruins can't get in the playoffs. All right.
I think they get into the playoffs for what it's worth.
Last one here. How much time do we have? A couple minutes. We got a few minutes. Bill Belichick this week did not bite after Rex Ryan did an impression of him during the Bills Rex Ryan's press conference. Something about the injury report. Rex did the impression. Bill Belichick did not give an impression. I'm just wondering, do you have any go-to impression?
Well, did you see my Forrest Gump last night on the Eyewitness News at 6:30?
No.
Ask Tony about it.
I don't have the channel.
I don't really have a go-to. Maybe I'll say Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Okay.
Everyone does that. Get to the chopper. Do it now.
Okay.
It's not a tumor.
Okay.
What do you got?
Easily, I could do Varsity Blues impressions all day long. I could do John Moxon.
Give me the being the quarterback at West Canaan High.
The I Don't Want Your Laugh. I prefer Coach Kilmer, though.
All right, go ahead.
The one where he's my quarterback's dragging his leg because of you. Oh, cry baby, Billy Bob, cry baby. That is easily the most fun.
Being the quarterback at West Canaan High was the goal of your life. I don't want your life.
That's exactly, yeah. So it's easily Varsity Blues for me.
Hold on.
Charlie tweeted.
Did you ask that question to Belichick today or Gronk?
I didn't ask
Gronk.
Maybe.
But, was there any relevance to that?
Yeah, the story. Watch the story.
Oh, I thought.
Hope you guys had fun last night. Hope it was fun. Was it fun? Was it fun? And he hits the. Okay.
Good job. All right, on that note, we'll leave the studio for Mike and Tony for real news of the day. That is the latest episode of Double OT. Thanks for watching. Catch everything on WPRI.com.